Danke siyabonga. Welcome to the Mfumfimfo show. Namhlanje it's a special one. It's a special one. Wena Tashwe. Just maybe this is part of initiation program.
Maybe
yes, you never know. So this is local. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's my double African gin. Okay. Yes. So lobunga nathi just have to maybe taste to and you tell what the car.
Yes,
man. So this is my double African gin.
Okay.
Handcrafted by Comrades Beverages. You are Namhlanje, the proud sponsors of this episode. Okay. Yes. So I'm trying to test out on this episode so that we talk all of the shit.
Just keep our bad secrets.
Yes, keep them from few 4 years to be out. Yes, so we thank you very much. Please guys, make sure that you go and try one you keep it stress. Say African gin, Matopo African gin by Comrades Beverages. And for my orders, you can go to hashtag 263titans.com and then you can order online. And then, or if at Vic Falls, you go to Liqua Rama. Captain, I hope I said that way. Liqua Rama. Try it.
Liqua Rama.
Yes. Liqua Rama. Yes, it's hashtag 263titans.com. Unapanda kwansu's place the order yako on online and then try.
Yes. I'm back.
Yes. So, or you can go to Vic Falls and order. It's Liqua Rama. Liqua Rama, I think was the best nigga details, and then maybe must say Tito Captain. Bewafa go to Liqua Rama, where is it located? Yeah. So that abantu bengafakatshela khona ngale Liqua Rama. Yes, yeah. They know exactly where to go and get gin, African gin. Yes, African gin, and then also something very interesting. It's botanicals include juniper berries. How much juniper berries in Sindu? Talking about juniper berries, angelica root, the coriander, baobab food, and then and the secret native ingredient. Secret. It's secret native ingredient.
Harvested from the Matopo region.
Yes. Yes. So these are the proud sponsors for this special episode that we have right now. And then I will repeat one more details. It's hashtag 263titans.com. You can go there and then you order online, or it's when you get to Vic Falls, you can go to Liqua Rama. Yes. And the Mfumfimfo show, namhlanje, the special, yes, that we have for you is also proudly sponsored by Oguhle Designs. You see all these graphics that we have here? Okay. Yes, all the graphics that are done for Enkundleni exclusive and also for the house by the movement and everything. Yes, they're done by Oguhle Design, proudly sponsor and proudly our own partner also. And then also it's done by Enkundleni Photo Cinematography, who do company profiling, and I saw your website. It's nice.
Thank you.
Yes, so but if you want to upgrade it, you can also go to Enkundleni Photo Cinematography. They also do company profiling, digital marketing, and they're also proud sponsors of the Mfumfimfo show, Enkundleni exclusive. And then also the Enkundleni exclusive show is proudly powered by Dem3 events, your celebration, our priority. So what we do events for album launch. If you also want lighting, yes, as you can see, Sebukazi. Yes. So also if you want us to produce an event, whether it's an album launch, it's a show, whatever that you have that you want to do, we're the link between the artist and the and also we do company management, and we do artist management. Not company management, but we also my business. Yes, we also do artist management. Welcome to the Mfumfimfo show from all the four corners of planet Earth. Namhlanje, it's a special. I am JoyRukanza. Kanza. So am I safe to say Rukanza Square?
Yes. People used to say that all the time in high
Yes.
school. I should have said Rukanza Square. And I'm
Rukanza
like,
Square.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, because that's where I thought at some point maybe I'm body good.
Yeah.
But then I realized no, it's actually the Rukanza card. Yes. Welcome, Queendom.
Thank you.
Yes. Award winner. Yes. Award winner, and then also Miss Tropica. What is it?
Foray Tropical.
Foray Tropical.
Yes.
Welcome to the From Fever Shows as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. And also, I think it's safe to say welcome home.
Thank you.
Yes. It's long it's Enkundleni, the From Fever Show.
Yeah.
I think it's welcome home. Yes. So, how have you been?
I've been good.
You've been good.
I've been really busy. Overworked.
Okay, why?
Album launch.
Okay, the album
The
launch.
album is at base. So yeah, I've been really like working a lot. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. It's hard to sleep because I constantly think, oh my goodness, the album is coming. The album is coming, and this is a moment that I've dreamt of for the past 3 years. So you can imagine, like I've got the jitters.
You've been working on the album for the past 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, which is a lot of time. Yes. And the album is Metamorphosis.
Yes.
But it's not Metamorphosis. It's what?
It's metamorphosis.
Yes.
Not spelled
It's
the
different.
way that
show
we
them,
know it.
Show them, yes, Kwam.
Okay.
Let me help it. So it's metamorphosis. Yes, it's metamorphosis. Yes. Tell me about the concept.
So it's a word play on the scientific process of metamorphosis. That's we know, like they usually include a section of metamorphosis to signify transformation of usually insects, especially a butterfly, from different stages. So larva, pupa, eventually when it's big, then this is by butterfly. So I started thinking about the album around 2020 when we were all locked down in this accidents in Disney that were going on. People were dying, people were being sick, and so on and so forth. And I remember when we were locked in, over 2020 Lapana, everyone started to find a hobby. I'm not sure if you realized there was a trend, people started tapping into their talent or things that they were passionate about, because it was one of those first times that we were all enclosed in a particular space. There was curfew, we couldn't even go out and do things. So I thought to myself, I love music. I've been passionate about music, and a lot of friends and family members have asked me, Uti, why haven't you really tapped into your talent and done something with this talent that you have? And like any song that belonged to me. Although I had featured on some people's projects, for example, Uskaiva, I did a lot of projects with Uskaiva, Rakim, and also.
You went to Uskaiva?
Yeah, I did work with Uskaiva. It was straight out of high school. I think I was in high school around the time, and then we will talk about it later, I was part of the choir and so on and so forth. So I think there was a time when they were looking for someone that would sing on a jingle. That's how I got introduced to Skype, because you're supposed to sing on a jingle at Sky's Metro.
By then,
it was cool. I really learned a lot. So that's how I eventually got to work professionally and be in front of the mic and sing on an actual record. It was through my collaboration with him. So I did a lot of songs, and they were his, I was featured, and so on and so forth. And then around the pandemic, I just told myself that I needed to also have something with my name on it. So I started thinking about an album. I first thought of a 3-track EP, something to release to the world. And then the first step was Utenga studio equipment. I bought a recording bundle. I knew that I was going to come to Zimbabwe for some activity that I needed to take care of. So I bought a studio pack for me to just record, and then I came to Zimbabwe around August 2020, linked up with Mefi Cubic. We're staying at this... And then we stayed in this house, then we turned it into a production studio, and then we worked. Initially it was supposed to be one song, but then we decided to work on so many songs. Some of them are part of the album, isn't part of the album anymore. And so that's when I decided, let me just flip this from becoming a 3-track EP. Why don't I just put out an album around 2020? And there were so many things that were happening in my life so many transformative things in my personal life and so on and so forth. So it just felt like I was going through a transformation on its own. And so I thought, okay, metamorphosis is like a word that a friend of mine and I were now constantly using. But then I was like, wait a minute, you can actually flip this word, also spell out to metamorphosis, as in meta, Black Lives Matter, more, I want more, for sis, S-I-S. And then I realized in most of the songs that I had, which most of the songs are empowerment songs. They're about transformation, but then they are empowering as well, and they are actually speaking to women. So in a way, I can flip this, and it's a message to women and saying, you know what, as a woman, you need to metamorphose yourself. You need to metamorphose cis being you. So that's basically what the album entails. It's like a double-barreled play on words. Metamorphosis, a message for women to say you need to really meta for yourself, and then at the same time plays on the process of metamorphosis, because ingoma zankona are transformative. For example, song number 1 talks about, like a sad love story, and then song number 2. Wait,
song number 1 talks about a sad love story.
A sad love story.
Yes, where is this sad love story coming from?
It's coming from personal experiences. I'm sure that all of us have been heartbroken at some point in time. Nothing, just like a very crappy situation that I was just going through, and then I was just like, it kind of inspired the way that I think about just love in a way. It's something that people can relate to. Like, I'm sure they've gone through heartbreak. But then I decided to write the album based off of certain experiences, but then again, I did not stop there. So like I said, song number 1 talks about, just a terrible situation. Song number 2 explains what was detailed in song number 1. Song number 3 goes on further. So it's like one story of love. Yes, one story, a love, whereby this protagonist starts off at a very, very sad point, but then they go through stages where they go through stages of grief, and then they realize, you know what, they really have to not let the situation determine their path when it comes to love.
So all the tracks are in sync?
All the tracks are in sync. Or if you listen to the songs chronologically, you know that it's like one story of this person that's heartbroken, but then ends up finding love and just being open about love as well. So that's where the other part of transformation comes in, because the story is transformative. It starts at a low point, it ends at a high point, and
it's just one thing but different experiences.
It's one person who is experiencing love and then goes through grief because they're heartbroken, and then they decide, oh my goodness, I'm not going to let the situation determine who I am, and then they eventually find steps towards loving and healing again. Hence the reason why we have songs like Queendom. Queendom gets a peak of the album. I believe it's the middle. It's in the middle of the album, and so it's like Queendom. It's just like, it's my Queendom, and you're just letting go of all those trashy experiences.
So is it safe to say this person that we're talking about in this album, this person is you?
This person can be everybody else. That is good. But it can be you as well, because I'm sure that
the one who's sending the message of that experience is you.
You can say that to a certain extent. Because even some of the songs I wrote them when I was no longer in that process. I sang right, and I was like well grounded and so on and so forth. For example, I wrote "Survive the Night" in May 2022, and
Survive the Night.
Yeah, I was already like in a very great relationship, around that time. So I was just like writing in a way to sort of evoke messages that other women can relate to as well. Not only women, just other people can relate to as well. So it wasn't really related to my experiences, but I've been through that stage as well.
Okay, and all the songs in this album, Metamorphosis, they're written by you?
Yes.
Okay.
They're written by me, and then I have some collaborative songs as well. For example, Azana, my sister from South Africa, she co-wrote track number 3. It's called Kuweshe. So she wrote her part. I also wrote my part. I got some help in some areas, which were co-written by Rakim. He has been my mentor in music for a very long time. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. I think he's done some work with Vocal X.
The name is not new.
Do you know House Rebels?
Yes.
If you know House Rebels, it was Skyva and Rakim, and then they were like a joint.
Godobody season.
It was around the Godobody season.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
I did a lot with Skyva.
Yeah.
Well, can I say so much out?
I think it's night past.
Yes. I also forgot to welcome our underworld, the underworld gang. Yes. So some of the songs were penned down by Rakim. Okay.
Like we co-wrote the songs. Like he's someone that I respect so much in music, and I think even just the way that I write music. And so we've constantly kept in touch, and almost on a daily basis Rakim will send me a song and say, listen to this, especially songs that are written like in a very poetic, very deep manner. Like he usually shares those songs with me, and so I engaged him and I said, hey, I've got this going on, what do you think about this song? So like we worked on 2 songs together.
So in this project you work with international artists?
Yes.
And also local artists. So what is special about our local artists that you've actually seen in comparison with other international artists?
I think that our local artists have a drive, they're passionate, and I think it's a disservice, or it's rather unfortunate that the narrative out there really does not reflect how passionate and driven our artists are. I feel like if you go on Twitter, there was a time whereby each and every time you go on Twitter, you just see something that's upsetting because someone will have an opinion about artists saying, it's a derogatory, right?
Yes.
Artist this, artist that, and it's really unfortunate.
Yes.
Abantu who decide to put out what's an idea in their mind, decide to put it out to the world, gets to receive that kind of treatment. So I think we have some great artists who are really passionate. We tap into different markets, and we really need to use each and every platform to really support them, which is the reason why I really love the fact that you guys are really tapping into that with Kasi to Kasi, House Quaito. Like you've sponsored some shows, I've seen that you've sponsored some events and so on and so forth. As I'm an artist, I think that's really important because for the most part we really don't see artists being celebrated as much.
Very much.
In a way, once you're online, the conversations, there's always this narrative around local artists. Which is very much
negative.
It's very negative, and it's not encouraging at all. It's not encouraging because like artists, if you aspire to be in the art scene, and then you see the way that people receive Abandu and so on and so forth, like it can be very discouraging. At the same time, I'm not saying we are not subject to public scrutiny. It's important because you may bring our insights amanya from Twitter, which are very important, which we really need to hear.
But I bet you different in the sense of we are always looking for which hand.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying, you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, each and every at least except for other online newspapers, they've managed to change the narrative, and we get to celebrate our own, and also depth very we prioritize celebrating our own. Underworld, you had something to say? Yes. So you now that you're mentioning about now that we're talking about local acts, there's something that you did for a
tropical.
Is what?
Foray tropical.
Foray. Oh, basically yes. It's Foray tropical, which is very much similar to House Queendom movement. You were all about empowering our local artists. Yes. How did the concept come about?
Pretty much, so Foray tropical translates to rainforest in French. Like if you go to a rainforest, right, you'll see rainforest, it's like this environment which is ever raining, which is there's growth, there's so much potential, there's so much life, and there are different stages in growth. You'll find even shrubs, and you find the tallest of trees, and so on and so forth. So it's like that environment which is conducive for growth and for development. So when I decided to come up with this concept, it was pretty much rooted around making sure that we provide a platform to hear certain voices that, may not have received the opportunity izwakala ama-voices akhona. So that's what we were meant. That's what the aim of the project was to do, and it was a celebration of music. Musicians, like new school musicians for the most part, not only from Bulawayo but from Harare as well.
So you're actually breaking the boundary in with Bulawayo artists,
yes.
artists, we were all
Yeah.
Zimbabwean artists.
Yeah, breaking that boundary and also creating a platform for networking and collaboration. Because I feel like we can go very far with collaboration as well. And one thing that came out of that experience was that I eventually collaborated with an artist, Tanto Wavy. He's one of the hottest artists. Tanto Wavy. Yeah, he's one of the hottest acts from Harare as well. Abantu bamthanda, they love his music, and after uyenza trap sungura. So he merges sungura. Trap sungura, he merges sungura as we know it from about Alec Macheso, Lena Chakata, and then he
John
gives
it, something about
yes,
John
and then he
Chibadule.
gives it like a modern spin with trap. Then he does something which is cool, and it's really like a very cool genre that he was able to coin. I don't think that it was there before he created it. So he birthed this genre, and we were able to collaborate after that and tap into a different market. Abantu Harare, that Tanto Wavy fans started to check out the song, and they're like, okay, who is Joy? What is she about? And then they eventually became people that follow me and support me up until this day. So it was a product of that event. Yogoti artists were not only there to perform, but they were also there to learn from each other and see performance styles and possibly collaborate and network. So yeah, it really did that particular purpose, Yogoti providing this platform for artists to learn and grow and to be the best versions of themselves.
So are we going to have foray happen this year?
Another edition, yeah, that's what we're currently planning on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So if an artist wants to participate and be part of Foray Tropical, what can he do?
Yeah, for sure. Like they can definitely reach out to us via email, info@JoyRukanza.com. That's like the main email. And if they want to pitch, they want to participate in this, they can feel free to send over their portfolio as well. And then Maxis is arranged.
Yes. But mostly, what are you really looking for from a local artist for them to participate on something like that?
People that are hungry.
Abalambeli game,
like that are very passionate and that are eager for the world to hear. The people that are unique and they've got like some creative style and something that they believe is interesting that they need to share with the world.
Yes, you've mentioned something which is particularly important because you realize it's also with the house wider movement. We are willing to work with anyone. Yes, who's hungry.
Yeah.
So it's very much important because Labanya were not hungry, we're just doing this.
Yeah.
But now I think that hunger, that drive, that passion, when I see fire emotion is kill. That drive, that passion, is very much important. I like the fact that you noted it. We know our local artists, they are very hungry. Though get a good deca here and there. It's very much important to eat drive and the passion even very much there. That we feel exactly this is what's happening. So are we going to be? Is it only going to be limited to Zimbabwe folks this year?
Yeah. The main aim is to encourage like my actors in Zimbabwe to amplify their talent, their voices, and to give them a platform. So yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, nice. And Queendom, what you did was very amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
What was the secret behind that marketing and advertising? What did you do there?
I guess we were really looking.
It was all in our face.
It was right there, right? In your face type of, like, so that you don't miss it. We're really looking to find a different way of marketing and a way of just saying, hey, listen to this. So we're just looking for methods that are sort of unorthodox, that we can use. Some of them are even like a single cent. Just to, like, I'm not sure if you were able to see some of the things that we did, but like apart from the billboard, the bus and so on and so forth, like there was a time when I also held up a banner to say Queendom out now, to say, and it was like
more like a protest.
A protest, like I was just saying, I think there's something when I say the dopest artist of the year or something like that.
Yes.
Just like declaring that and then just
conversation.
to create a conversation. And those are some of the things that really don't need a lot. You just need a cut box and marker just to say, So it was mostly rooted around thinking of creative ways that you can really sell your product and go out there and then make people listen to Easy to Love.
Yes.
And I think that it's all about like finding the right balance and also thinking creatively about something that will amplify whatever you're trying to sell. So
because it was just wow. It was just wow. Wherever you go, you get to see. Thank you.
Yes.
By said pena kona mautuja.
Yeah.
No now
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So I was fun. I actually had a lot of young girls reaching out to me and saying, "Hey Joy," like on Instagram, saying, "Hey, I saw this. This is inspiring me. This is very inspirational. I really like this." Just like a simple picture of me saying my song is out now, and it really warmed my heart. It's okay. This is just something that's going to the extent of even touching you and inspiring you to do well. Like I was very much humbled by the whole experience.
And then we said a lot of young girls.
Yeah.
All over here, body cleavage,
I'm sure when I figure, but they didn't say it, right? But I figure through like following me and so on and so forth.
I was never see what I'm just body cleavage. Yes, and then because it was out there, and the merchants they will be wanting to. They were like but a lot of people supported you because I think it was the first of our own kind.
Yeah.
To be. Because I realized when I started realizing, Queendom,
yeah.
I think it's the same level, though with Japan it's a bit different. But you will feel corner, the feel young corner, the punch young corner. We're like, okay, I think if she does that and then she gets a lot of support, we might resuscitate that wave.
Yeah.
I think once again, when we met from offices, Sponies, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, who Joy? Who is Joy? Ungangibeka sikhosana Joy.
Sikhosana yini?
Sikhosana yini?
Oh my goodness, that was so funny. Joy is
because apparently Sizani,
yes.
Wafunde Sizani.
Afunde Sizani High School.
Ufunde Sizani. Wawusuka nga?
Pumula South.
Oh, intombi yase Pumula South.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Umakhelwane weMadonkini ePhumula South.
Emadonkini khona phansi.
Emadonkini khona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sasiwabona edlula. Sasiwabona edlula amadonki, and a lot of people are amused by that, but yeah.
Okay.
They're just donkeys.
I was looking at my Yes. So, what for the Sizani? You're coming from Pumula South.
Yes.
Yes. About drive house is called Wendani.
I used to walk to school every day. And Jenny and Kona like Puma from Pumula South, National Tuzande School, like Nkara Tuzanda say Premier High School. So if you know where Premier is,
from Premier,
yeah. So yeah, I would walk to school.
Okay.
Every single day. It was really tough, hey. It was really, really tough. But I guess we got to see the value of Uhamba. Like I also my best friend, Waisuga maybe from Roma, which is like even further. Like she was 20 minutes out. And by 5:30, and then 6. Just Pullman and go on that 1 hour, 10 minute journey. See, teachers are just must stay the art of which is one of which what about our seven the Kelvin. As I was saying, so we really need to like stand fast.
Yes.
And then I think one day I told my friend, Uncle, you know what, like with all the suffering that's going on, we really need to make sure we make the most out of this opportunity. We can't really suffer like this. We have to make sure that we ace our studies and do very well. Form 4 minutes in there, Form 6 minutes even way better. So that's what my friend and I told ourselves. And we're still very good friends. Like we're all doing totally different things, but I guess you can say we're quite successful in our different lanes because of the work ethic that was developed. See, workers, Sizani and Sizani.
Which is nice. And endlini usuka ngaphi kahle kahle ekhaya?
Ekhaya ngisuke eKarowe from my dad's side, and then Cholocho from Kumama.
Echolocho.
It's called
Yes. It's called Sentombi. Yes. So we Cholocho and Karowe.
Yes.
And then ekhaya, how is it ekhaya? Kunjani?
Yeah, as long as hambe kakhulu. Like my earliest memory is, I think I was around 5 years old. He's ekhaya. Karowe, I remember. That's what I remember. And the reason why I remember that is that as I said to hambe Enkundleni. And then I tried to swim and I almost drowned. So that's why I remember. I almost drowned. Yeah.
And by then, Sakula Moban, who are on the arts industry, are you already having interest there or?
Sandra Ndebele was hot around that time.
Okay.
Biata Mangete, James Maravini. Skatse Iyasa, when Iyasa was very hot. And then she's been around for a while. So that's one of my acts that I can really think of. And it was a lot of watching ZBC, watching Amakala,
Ramai Makashinga song.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I remember Ingoma Nizani Kala was 6 a.m. It was kind of before news. Like my parents were very big on radio, so there was a time when we used to have a lot of propaganda songs playing on radio. So it's just around that period, say high school.
Oh, nice. And by then, do you have interest
in music? Yes, but I did not know that I was interested in music professionally. Like I used to participate in our school choir, primary school, as well as high school. So I was very much active. I was the captain at the Sizani choir, I think from 2 till I graduated from 6. So I was very much interested and I participated in music in that sense, but I didn't think that I was going to take it and go the commercial route.
Okay. And then from Sizani?
From Sizani, I got scouted by, actually, I think there was a time when there was a WhatsApp group and then they were looking for a female vocalist to work on a Skies Metro FM jingle before they actually launched. And so one of my friends from Sizani, who was part of that group for some reason, reached out to me and they said, hey, they're looking for umuntu and Nantabela, like Sizani, like Nantabela every Tuesday, Thursday, Ngoma. So most people that know me, they know me from the fact that I used to sing at school, or they would know me from the fact that I used to do debate or public speaking and so on and so forth. So after that, they recommended me to have the jingle, and then that's when I linked up with Skyva. I remember the day, Bobby Alonso, then we went to a studio. And then we went to a studio, and then there was another legend. Cooks. Exactly.
Hey, I'm tired. You want to go?
We went to Cook's place. I think, jingle. So Skies Metro FM, they were about to launch as a radio station.
Okay.
So that's how I got to know Skyba, and then I sang. I don't think jingle then is it form. I don't know what happened, but then I kept in contact with they were like, no, most probably. But and then that's how I developed a relationship with Skyba, and then I got to feature and collaborate with him on his house music songs. If you know Shingirira, one of the songs that Skyba is really known for. So I'm the girl that sings on that. So after that, we collaborated in a couple of songs. Up until later on, I decided, okay, let me just sing Izingoma, and sing according to how I want to really sound.
And then go coding, go street,
okay, so how do you know that? I'm so shocked you know that. So when I was at Sizani, one thing that I was very passionate about was academics as well, alongside debate, public speaking, So Form 6.
And I think maybe the Enkundleni exclusive, the from people, they might want to know how you got into debate.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we'll start with how I got into debate.
Yes.
So I got into debate through writing. My English teacher, Single Form 3, she would see the way that I wrote. And then she was like, yeah, this is really, really impressive. You really need to come. Because I used to be so imaginative when I wrote an essay, like just a simple essay. I would try to find a way to twist it and then make a cool short story out of it. So it used to be like an essay, but it became a short story. Anyway, it's kind of like twisted, if you can say that, because it was so different from how my peers would write. So she said, yeah, you're very much imaginative. I like the way that you creatively approach my essays. Most likely, like I really liked writing in a metaphorical way, which is also the reason why metamorphosis.
Don't give us a metaphor.
Yeah, in a metaphor. So I would write in that way. And then she eventually said, you really need to join the debate team and the public speaking team. So those are two different activities. But at Sizani, they were joined. So abantu ababesenza debate, you would get abantu abayenza public speaking from there. So she started by saying, you need to do public speaking because that's how you write speeches and so on and so forth. Debate, you don't really have to write much. You have to learn how to argue. You have to think in a creative way, think on the spot, and so on and so forth. So started with public speaking. My first competition in public speaking, I won it. And then I was like, yeah, maybe I like this. Maybe I actually like this. And then they put me in the debate team. And then, new Form 4, like I started in the debate team, my seniors as well. So that's how it took off.
Then you became head girl.
Then I became head girl. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Yes. And then you get a scholarship.
Yeah.
So in the law.
Yeah. So I got a scholarship after doing A levels, and I did well. 20 points in A level, and then I think the way that I thought about it, I wanted it to be quite strategic in a way. I knew three subjects at the time, and I had to fight to get the fourth subject with some of my classmates. We had to beg to get into this Ndebele class, which is busy for me. And I remember Miss Wakona from the side said, no, it's going to be too much. But we were so driven at the time. I don't know where the hunger was coming from, but we were so driven.
Forecast.
Yeah. We were so driven. And later on, I realized why I did what I did. I don't think that I would have been able to get the Joshua Gomo scholarship had it been 15 points. So it needed to push to that level. So I sent 20 Joshua Gomo scholarship, courtesy of Econet, went to use it. They were paying for they were giving us pocket money, and then they were also paying for the fees and so on and so forth. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity and how they create these spaces to support abantu who really love education and so on and so forth. And so
why in the 2 semesters? When
I was there, first semester but then I realized, you know what, man, I can do more. It was something that kept telling me that I really could do more, and I could tap into, another potential level that I hadn't tapped into. So I told myself, I think I can go to the US. And then I remember writing on my SATs to prepare for college in the US when I was actually AUZ. I remember waking up super early, that 30 passport before I even got admitted to school anyways. I think I had 30 passport, Yami, and then I applied to a couple of schools, and then I got admitted to Bryn Mawr College on a full ride scholarship. And then I thought, at the time, how it works in America, you don't have to declare a major at the time. So they just accepted me. And then they encourage you to explore different options before you can declare and say, this is the major I'm going to concentrate on. So you have 2 years. After the end of the 2 years, they expect you to idea of what you really want to tap into. And so for me, it was always international studies, which made the most sense because initially I wanted to be a lawyer based on debate and what I did at a University of Zimbabwe. So I thought it would be something that's more aligned with, the path that I had always wanted to get into. So international studies included economics, it included political science, which was way up my alley. So I really wanted to tap into that.
And then you did that, and then did not do that also.
And then so I finished. So I finished college. Actually, I did an internship before I finished college, because how it is in the US as well. My internships, the culture of interning is very strong. So it's expected of you. Right? Your school's not going to say go on for an internship. But if you know what you really want to get into, if you want to get into certain companies that are quite competitive, you have to have a resume, a sharp with a history of work. Even though you have to show that you have a history of work. So I started exploring different internships. I wanted to get into Wall Street so bad. So during our breaks, our summer breaks, I would look for opportunities. I remember there was a time when I did an unpaid opportunity at Stuart Bank, because I wanted to have that mindset. You know, okay, how does it work? How is the finance sector in Zimbabwe, and so on and so forth. So I did an internship at Stuart Bank, and so on and so forth. And then ultimately, the last internship that I did was at BlackRock, which is a Wall Street firm based out of New York. And so after I did that internship, they said, "Oh yeah, we really like you. Would love for you to come back and work full time." So that's how. Towards the end of my third year, so they gave me an offer before I even graduated. So that in fourth year, I already knew the company that I was going to work for, and so on and so forth. So it made things a little bit much more easier. I was able to go in and concentrate in school, and so on and so forth. So after that, I went straight to BlackRock. Ngasebenza 2.5 years. And then I decided to also explore another industry, because ngasebenza for a finance company, but I was working in the tech space, coding on behalf of my clients. So that's on behalf of my clients, working in the asset management division. So there are so many technical aspects that go into place, making sure my systems that are used by making sure my systems that are used by my financial managers, like those systems that they use, they have to be backed by some type of technology. So that's where I was working. And then based on the insights and experiences that I got from there, I was like, yeah, I can definitely tap into the technology industry as well. So that's how I transitioned to Microsoft.
Oh, so now Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Congrats. So that's what you've been doing. That's what you're doing now.
Yes.
Okay. And also tell me about the initiative Preparation.
Okay.
That's the name you crema kahle. So iko mina isiyazi zamuyi crema kule khanda. Ngiyakuna standards. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Good
question. So it's an initiative that I thought of when I was a first year student in, say, the United States. I was just thinking about different ways in which we can tap back into the community, because I've been to Sizani, I've gone through the whole journey, and so on and so forth, and I know how difficult it can be and how uncomfortable it can be when certain things are not aligned. And one of the issues that is a very, very big issue that I wish I could have all the money in the world to eradicate is the issue here, period poverty. Lack of sanitary wear for young girls, and it affects not only like young girls in rural areas, but also young girls in our cities. If you go to stores and then you look at the price of sanitary products, it's just crazy. They dura so much, and so a lot of young girls are usually like discouraged around that time of the month, especially if they don't have the right sanitary wear to help them go to school. So it really affects everything. So the project was aimed at facilitating better access to education for females in low-income areas, like by providing the critically needed sanitary wear and also career guidance, and then Lama income-generating projects. So I think it's easy for a company to come in or a donor to come in and say, hey, I want to help in this particular area. Then they can help and do everything that they need, but the minute they turn their back, so it becomes like a temporary measure. So I wanted to think of ways that we can do like a permanent solution in a way, when we're engaging communities where giving them income generating initiatives. So the third aspect of that project was to also empower schools to have like projects which are used to generate money. So and the third thing that we did, we donated pads, we had like career guidance workshops, and then we also had like income generating centers such as projects Enkundleni, Sayaka Inspire. This look.
Yes, this looks Enkundleni.
Oh my goodness. Sayaki Lukusenkuku provided them with chickens, provided them with feed, and also trained them on how to take care of my chickens and
nice.
Then
and it's still ongoing like it is?
Yeah, I would like to think that it's still ongoing because we set up more structures for it to be like self-sustainable. And then not only they, we also did that project is Guys of Good Dog as well. It's a school at the edge of Pumula.
Okay.
When we say Pumula South, we engaged the school as well.
Which is very, very, very nice. And then but Uqeqesho Nakates is still ongoing.
Yes, it is.
Yes. What's happening to these young girls?
Yeah.
Pressure ngeyani ivela ngaphi wona uma ukhangele njengosisi olenhliziyo kumantombazana?
Pressure yani?
Abangiyona le abalayo pressure, like if you look at the girl child, ngesuku lezi zakhathesi, you realize what happens. Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to think we do pressure to succeed, the pressure to appear in a certain way. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, pressure to appear certain ways, pressure to succeed, pressure blesser.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there are so many factors. The number one being social media.
Okay.
Being social media. I think with the edge of social media, like we have access to so much information and we have access to all these individuals. Like right now, social media is now the spot whereby, you look at that in social media and then you look at certain people about social media. It's easy for you to idolize them and idolize their lifestyle and then want to emulate that, right? Without knowing what abantu with social media, like pretty much everyone is faking to a certain extent. Okay, they are portraying this image. My life is good, like the makeup and so on and so forth. This is the soft life and so on and so forth. Everyone is really aspiring to have the soft life because it's something that's in our faces. It's short form content. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, like it's just easy to consume a lot of that, right? And if you consume that short form content, it also changes the way that you think, and then you end up like aspiring to have that screen, and without knowing now umuntu and I know has certain aspects of their lives that they're not going to put in front of you. Maybe there's something that they hired from a store that they're going to return as soon as they are done. But if you're on the other end, you see this perfect life, and then you see these people being idolized, and then you want that for yourself. And then okay, my hair has to look like this, or my face has to look like this, and so on and so forth. And then you have to look for these busy unscrupulous. You start doing all these unscrupulous things so that you can get that. I don't think right now people are as inspired. They can, but I don't think people are as inspired to really want to do the best for themselves and really get that career. Right now it's all about I need to get that dress, I need to get that wig, I need to look this way, I need to portray this particular lifestyle. And I think it's because of social media and unnecessary pressure and the flawed aspect in the social media really doesn't depict the real life.
And then talking about the image specifically, what does your
these braids
makeup, what dresses you up?
In terms of makeup,
I wanted to find out
what are we rainforest?
Yes. I'm glad. So which one should I start with? The green?
Yes, the green one.
I'm glad that you brought that up. So green is my favorite color because it really green for vegetation growth and so on and so forth, so it's symbolic of life and energy and just like so much life, so much growth and so on and so forth, potential for so many things. So I really
greener pastures.
Exactly. So I really wanted to embody that as well because I really see so much from myself. I really want to get into all these spaces that we would think Zimbabweans wouldn't be able to get into. I feel like there's so much potential that I have, and I want to explore it as much as possible. So I am a walking representation of that.
Oh,
so that's the first thing. Secondly,
the BBC, they'll still do it.
She nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That came as, okay, I'll get into that. But then the second thing, green is, as Dev 3, we have your logo. Everyone knows if they see this logo, Dev level 1 to 3, that's you, that's representative of you. So as I was also thinking of different ways that I can present myself as an artist, I thought it's important for me to brand myself the same way a company would brand themselves. We know Stuart Bank, it's purple. We know Econet, it's blue. We know like our chicken in school. Like we know their colors. We're able to recognize them based on those colors. So I want to each and every time they see something that's green, they can quickly associate it with me. And it's been working. Like some people don't get it. They're like, oh, why are you doing this? And it really doesn't work, and so on and so forth. But I know it really does, because now each and every time someone sees something that's green or sees an image of me, if someone were to see me at town, they would recognize me even because they would know that that's the green hair that Joy has. So it's all about branding. It's all about like marketing yourself and making sure that you have something as and set you apart from abantu as well. So wanted to take the approach that companies take as well, to bele logo yami, bele color yami, the brand as well.
Okay. So like you make up yakho uyazenzela makeup yakho.
I make up okay. But like when I've got ama events, I definitely reach out to makeup artists that can help me, especially I'm not a pro. And then my hair, like I get someone to help me with my hair. Like this was done by a very lovely artist called Hazel.
Oh, nice.
Hazel, she did my hair yesterday.
Hazel.
Shout out to Hazel for that. And there are sometimes when I'm so busy or I don't have the chance to do that's why I do my hair as well. So especially for the album cover that we did, if you get the chance to look at the cover and so on and so forth, that round thing.
Butterflies.
Yeah, Ricardo and I actually did the hair.
Who's Ricardo?
He's my husband.
Oh, nice. And how did you meet up with Ricardo?
We met through work.
Okay.
Yeah.
in the States?
No, he was actually in UK at the time, and he was in Zimbabwe. So that's how we met online.
Chitty chat.
Yeah.
Chitty chat. Yeah, good see. Yes. So that's how you linked, and he's very supportive.
He's very supportive. He's very supportive. Nothing of mine goes out without his stamp of approval. So he's very much involved in the whole process.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else that you have? The underworld?
I'm good.
And then lastly, how did you link up with KidX? That was wow.
Okay, KidX, I linked up with him through social media. By social media, right? It's not bad entirely. Like it's good. It's all about balancing social media and what you can take in. So how I linked up with KidX, like I followed him. I really loved his album that he released, Thank the King, 2018. 2018? I think, 2018 and so on and so forth. So it was one of those albums that I related to. So good. And I love that song.
Is the one in the Cool As You Like?
Is that
Cool As You Like? Is it the one with that kind of track? I'm not sure.
Maybe. Maybe it is. Shweep.
I think
features
that's the one.
Shweep and a producer called Makwa.
Oh.
Yeah. So I followed KidX, and I would always like really support him. And I think Wananzile, he has thousands and thousands of followers. And then Wananzile says, you're always sharing my work and so on and so forth. And so there's this one time that he was live on Instagram. And then he was like, guys, please request to get on my live. Let's talk. I'd like to talk to my fans. He used to do that a lot. And so I was saying, request him, I'll accept. I didn't think that he was going to accept because there were so many people on that live. He accepted and he said, you know what, I really had to accept this because you've been showing me so much love. Thank you very much for that. I was so shocked. You know, he did that. And then we kept in touch, continued to support him up until there was a time when I think a year later, saying ready to do an album, I reached out to him and I was like, yeah, I'll be working on a project and I would really love to have you on it. He said, okay, fine, let me know whenever you're ready. And so I eventually linked up with Will Murphy, and as we were working on the EP, which eventually turned into a project, I thought to myself, wait, I think I can get Kid-X on this, so let's work on something that he'll probably relate to. Then that's how New Day came into life. I heard the beat, and then I sent it to him. I was like, sure, I'll definitely like hop on this. Sent his verse. Why to me like and then after we had a song with the Kid-X, I was just like, yeah, this deserves to have a video. So after that,
I remember the mountain sleep.
That also had Kid-X.
He came, yeah.
Oh, it was through you.
Yeah.
Together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we came together. Why we use a weird for a tropical? He was there as well. So yeah, he hopped on the song, and then Sambasa shooting music video. Such a cool guy, well grounded, very, very quiet and very smart, very humble as well. So yeah, very supportive. Even it's even our relationship is extended beyond that one song. Whenever I post something, Kid-X hypes it up. Even the album in LA, nothing you poster, you know, it was just like sharing. And I know when it comes out on the 23rd, he's going to be like sharing with his network as well. So I really appreciate that partnership and that relationship as well.
Oh, nice. Joey, thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you.
And for we have episode yes. Just to remind you guys, please make sure that you go #263titans.com, or you can go to Victoria Falls, or if you're in Big Falls, go to Lake Warama, Utoli Matobo African Gin by Comrades Beverages. Do you want to send a shout out to your friends?
And first of all, are we going to see you at the listening session? And in Siabuya. So yeah, first of all, I look forward to seeing you guys at the listening session. And anything that I want to say to my fans, thank you guys for supporting me. Like, you know, being an artist is very difficult because, like I said, like you're putting your work out there for public scrutiny. Some people can be nice, some people can be mean, and it's easy for you to just really lose yourself in the process. But I think that I've had some of the most supportive people backing me and rooting for me, especially with this upcoming album. People have been sharing my artwork, people have been really counting down with me. So I'm really excited, and shout out to everyone that supports me. Please go and check out my work.
Yes, and also put in little comment for the girl child.
Yeah. I have something interesting that's coming up as well.
For the girl child?
Yeah, I have something that's interesting that's coming up. And so
Yes, metamorphy. Yes. Yes, I'm all. There is no way. That before my curtain. Yes, that small pastor was a pastor, but it's a 2 years tattoo.
Yeah, and then let's say by Stopover, and then there's another one by 40,000.
Also, very simple. Ukungena i-metamorphosis.
Yaqala kudala ngoDecember. Maybe wangakananzeleli like yahle yaqala yathi.
Yeah, solid.
So yeah. So yeah, the album comes out on the 23rd, which is my birthday as well. Okay. So it's full circle. You met the transformation. That's like I was born on the 23rd. Album comes out as well. So so yeah, definitely check it out. I'm on social media as JoyRukanza. JoyRukanza, just one word. JoyRukanza on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, JoyRukanza.com, your website, Tammy. Everything that you need to see related to me or any past or future projects is going to be on there. So please feel free to tap in and follow me.
Yeah, thank you for showing me the information. And please, but make sure that you go grab BG. Please make sure that you follow the link, Pansy. I'm a patrons. Are you going to be part of the family?
The patron. Oh, you have a patron account?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to.
Separately.
I'd love to be part of it.
Card or independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
A
try.
shy monthly subscription.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a seat, baby.
I'll put you over multiple membership there on Netflix. Okay. Alright, classes and games.
Yes. So there's a link below. Please make sure that you join and be part of the family. Listening session, are we all invited or exclusive?
Yes.
And from Film for Show exclusive. Yeah, we call about Enkundleni exclusive. Please make sure that you join our patronage family. Konapana is very cheap, $5 a month, and we'll make sure. And you know your satisfaction. I'll probably be giving you most of our local artists, most of our local content. If you're looking for a host and an MC, make sure that you contact them for the event, and then I pull through. They ask GP, they say negotiate, they say and also if you want videography, I'm a visuals. You can contact Nico Lane Photo Cinematography, and then if you want graphic designing, please make sure that you contact all the designs done from Film for Show with JoyRukanza. Thank you, Yabonga.